Hello, everybody. This is Ali Omar, and today we're going to talk about a trendy topic, which is Belaban. Like nowadays, there are many information and many trends following Belaban regarding, the closure of the brand in Egypt and in many other Arab countries. I hope this problem gets resolved soon, but let's look at it from an English perspective or an English point of view, so that we can learn more vocabulary and take our English to the next level. I just need to make sure that this English lesson is for B1, B2, and C1 English levels, and I'm going to explain why later on. First of all, we have this word. It's dairy, okay, and dairy it's the products made from milk, okay. So say dairy, and for example, we have she works in the dairy industry. She works in the dairy industry. And we have many examples of dairy, like milk, cheese, butter. All these kinds are dairy. Okay. Next thing is a group of related businesses under the same brand, which is a chain. For example, we can say the Belaban chain, which is a big brand with many different names or many different like sub domains or sub brands under it. Okay, one example is that coffee chain has over 500 locations worldwide. For example, if we talk of Starbucks or any other chains around the world, we have the word regulatory authority. Okay, so regulatory authority, it is the government agency or like the people who are responsible for regulation in one country. So we'll say the regulatory authority fine them for safety breaches, and to breach is to violate, to make a problem regarding the law. Also, this word is so important, which is crackdown. Crackdown. And a crackdown is a severe or sudden enforcement of regulations or of the law. And here we have this example of there's been a crackdown on distracted driving, which means there is a huge, severe enforcement of law, or if you do this problem, you get into big trouble. Here we have the word establishment, and establishment means an organization or an institution. Okay, so for example, coffee shops are among the establishments affected, and the word affected here means that they have been affected by a rule or by a regulation or by something. Okay, so for example, there is an action taken, and which part is affected? It is, for example, coffee shops are affected. So coffee shops are among the establishments affected, which means there are many establishments affected, but one of them is the coffee shops, or some of them are the coffee shops. Here, that's a good expression as well that I really encourage you to use, which is following a wave of closures. Okay, following a wave of closures. For example, I tell you, following a wave of protests, the company changed its policy. So, following something, something happened, which means that because of something, something happened, or after a large number of something, something happened. Okay, and the word wave is used here to mean like a big number. All right, so here, after the ceremony, she experienced a sudden wave of nostalgia as memories from her childhood came flooding back. Okay, following a wave of protests, the company changed its policy, and we're going to have a look at some other examples later on. Okay, right now we have sweeping action. Okay, a sweeping action, and if you know, the word sweeping means that if you are using a broom or something to clean something in the floor. So here we are having a kind of an image, which means this action is cleaning everything, or just removing everything around and not leaving anything untouched or not leaving anything as it is. okay, which was an action taken against the brand in Egypt and in Saudi Arabia, I think. And here we have an example. The sweeping action marks one of the most extensive crackdowns on food establishments. Another example is the new law is a sweeping action that marks a shift towards stricter, and stricter means like it's more strict environmental regulation. Also, the last example here, Apple's latest iOS update marks a turning point in user privacy controls. Okay, here that's an example on the word marks, okay, which means like it signifies, it shows. All right, let's just right now read together and try to answer these questions. First of all, we have the title, Laban, the popular Egyptian desert and dairy chain shuts down in 110 branches amid health and licensing violations. Belaban, the popular Egyptian, yes, it's going to be desert and dairy chain, has officially suspended across more than 110 branches and facilities in Egypt and Saudi Arabia following a wave of closures enforced by regulatory authorities. The sweeping action marks one of the most extensive. What do you think? Yeah, the one, like, it marks one of the most extensive crackdown on food establishments in the region in recent years. Okay, and the region is the area. Okay, for example, I tell you the Middle East region. Okay, all right. Right now, I just want you to pay attention to one of the most important grammatical features in this text, which is a positive phrase. And a positive phrase, it is a phrase in which, like, we add another thing that means the same thing. For example, here we have Belaban. What is Belaban? The question is asked, and the answer is Belaban is the popular Egyptian food chain. All right. So the apostrophe means something that replaces the same thing that is ready. All right. So if we remove the word Belaban, we'll say the popular Egyptian food chain. It is the same thing. All right. For example, the legend Cristiano Ronaldo. So that's then a positive. Why? Because we can remove the legend and we can leave Cristiano Ronaldo, and it will work the same. Or like we can say the most famous player in the world, Cristiano Ronaldo, or vice versa. We can say Cristiano Ronaldo, the most famous player in the world, or like the Nasr's player nowadays. Right? That's very good feature that you can use in your writing and also when you speak. For example, this one, my wife, Dorothy, enjoys musical theater. Okay, so my wife, the same as Dorothy. Okay, I hope that was clear. That was like a very simple introduction about Laban and how exactly we can talk about it. If you really liked this kind of topic, please hit the subscribe button so that I can create for you more lessons like this. And I hope you'll have a great day. Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye bye.